What's up, everybody?
I kind of
Welcome back.
just clowned on you. I stopped doing it when the intro went away and you started doing it.
Yeah, because we were vibing to the music, you know?
Just shout out.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Tuesday edition of the Regular Fan Show, hosted by the fans, for the fans, with Vinny Fredericks, Bruce Juno, breaking down all things around the world of sports. We got the NBA play-in starting tonight, which is not technically part of the playoffs, if you remember, Bruce.
Okay, yeah, we know. We
we
got it now, Vinny. We got it. You don't have to pick on me out here.
The NHL playoff race,
the
Eastern Conference, that last wild card spot up for grabs between your Montreal Canadiens and who else?
Columbus Blue Jackets.
Columbus. Yep. So we got a wild race there. We're gonna break down how either of those teams can make their way into the NHL playoffs.
And the West.
Masters was this week.
The West is close too.
Oh yeah, Calgary is still in it. Okay, so
Calgary still got a shot along with the two up there, Minnesota and St. Louis. They're cooking.
Yep. The Masters, Rory McIlroy finally gets that Grand Slam. We'll break it all down. Did you see?
Shout out.
Did you see the video of the guy taking a piss in the water? No, you didn't see that. The same dude that had like the hat with the backwards lettering that everyone was pissed about.
No, I didn't see that.
Oh my God, we'll dive into it in a little bit. Tony's in the chat. What's up, Tony?
Shout out,
you brother. But yeah, we'll be breaking it all down for you. I guess we'll start with the Masters since we're already talking about it. Yeah, well, I gotta find his name. Hold on, because this guy, he was a U.S. amateur, and you wanted Bryson, Tony. Yeah, I didn't really have a dog in the fight. Yeah, if Tiger's not playing, I don't really care who wins.
I had Ludwig Oberg, and he made me the little sexy Swedish man. He made me regret my decision after he lost. He was within one stroke. He would have made the playoffs. All he had to do was birdie one of the last two.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up at 3 over in his last 2 holes. And I was like, okay, brother, man. Bryson fell apart, which at the start of Sunday he looked good. And then all of a sudden he fell apart. Rory finally gets it done. The Irishman, the Northern Irishman, finally gets it
11 years between major wins.
I know. Dude. Well, look, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of people were like, "Oh, I didn't want Rory to win." It's because of betting. Like, you didn't have money on him. So, like, if you
he was the favorite going in, right?
No, Scott. Who was the pre?
Oh, Rory opened up as the favorite.
Rory might have opened as the favorite.
Let's see.
Shout out Justin Rose too.
Oh yeah, no, Scotty. Playoff. Yeah, Scotty did open as the betting favorite.
Okay, yeah.
Rory was right behind him at plus 650.
It probably went him, Rory, Bryson. I don't know, but not Justin Rose. And shout out Justin Rose, bro.
It went Scotty plus 450, Rory plus 650, and then it jumps to plus 1400 with Colin Morikawa.
Oh yeah,
on Rahm. Bryson was plus 16.
Okay. Shout out Justin Rose. I just want to say shout out Justin Rose.
Yeah,
buddy has been runner up thrice. Make that 4 times.
Was it the past 3 that he was runner up?
It wasn't the past 3. I know last one.
I know 2 of them he lost in a playoff.
Yep, he just can't get it done.
Dude just can't catch a break.
The poor guy. Yeah, I was gonna say the poor guy can't catch a break.
Mm-hmm.
He comes so close. Well, he was leading after day 1, and then he started playing like donkey, and then all of a sudden he comes rumbling back because Rory forgets how to play golf for about 6 holes.
Double bogeys.
Yeah, bro, it was crazy. Yeah, the first person.
I was gonna say, got to be the first ever 4 double bogeys, and he did it for the common man. The common golfer.
He showed that the common golfer can win at Augusta.
Still win. I mean, I'll admit I wasn't watching live, but I heard people saying after he knocked that one in the water on hole 13, they thought it was over.
Yeah, Yeah, bro. I don't even know, dude. It was wild. It was a wild ride of
The
emotion.
bogey on the last hole, man. Oh,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, allowing Rose to come back. Ludwig had a shot, and he just absolutely threw it all away.
mhm. Shout out Justin Rose. I mean, that man he takes his losses with respect and
Yeah, he still went
and
over to
pride,
Rory and
and
was like, "Yo, congrats!" Well,
that's
everyone
what.
knows, like everyone who knows the sport knows what that means to Rory. Like Rory
Hmm.
is,
Yeah, well,
if
you
you
could tell
know,
just by watching.
yeah, exactly. If you know golf, if you know ball,
I don't.
Rory deserves. You know, not like 11 years in the making. The amount of times he has choked at Augusta.
Hmm.
I thought it was all happening again on
Yeah,
Sunday,
we've seen
and
this before.
yeah, I was about to, we've seen this movie plenty of times before, but he is able to pull it out. But yeah, to everybody who kind of follows golf, whether you love him or you hate him, you gotta respect him because he finally got it done. He finally got that Grand Slam. Um, and yeah, just for the game
Joins
of golf,
quite
it was a
the
beautiful moment.
joins quite the exclusive group there. I mean, who? I remember reading the list earlier. There's what, 5 other golfers who have completed
Yeah,
Grand
Jack
Slam?
Nicklaus.
Tiger, Jack Nicklaus.
Um,
Here we go. Um, was Gene
Gary Player, Ben
Sarazen.
Hogan, and Gene
Yeah,
Sarazen. Yeah.
there it is. Yeah. So I mean, it's quite the illustrious group there. You're 1 in 6 golfers who have ever completed this in the history of golf.
Yeah.
That automatically puts you up there, on a special tier with the best of the best. And
I mean,
who knows,
Scotty's one away.
what does Scotty still need? Does he need
Um,
the PGA? I know he
and
won
he
last year's
needs to win
Masters.
one more of the 3 remaining majors. Okay, wait.
Scotty
He needs to win one.
Scheffler.
Which one? Which one does he need? Requires. He
He
needs to
has
win
won
one
2
more.
wait.
He's won 2 Masters.
Yeah, he won 2022, 2024 Masters. But why is it so hard to find out what else he's won? Okay, he won the Oh, wait. He needs
Does he need all
all
3?
3. Yeah, he came in second in the
He's never
PGA
won the
and the
U.S.
US Open.
Open, the Open, or the
No.
PGA.
No, he came in second in the PGA in 2023, second in the US Open in 2022, and 7th in the Open Championship last year. Yeah, he's only won 2 majors, and they're both Masters. Although I feel like he's just coming into his prime anyway. He's only how old?
He's in his 30s.
He's only 28.
Oh.
So he's still coming into his prime as a golfer. He's got plenty of time to get those next 3, but
well, at Quail Hollow in mid-May, we might see Scotty Scheffler win the PGA. I think that's the PGA.
might see him
PGA
get
or the
arrested
Open?
before.
Yeah,
Maybe that's a good luck charm, getting detained before he gets onto the course.
literally. But yeah.
Yeah, the other guy, it was Jose Ballester, I think is his name. He was the one that peed in Rays Creek in the middle of his first round of the Masters. I can't believe you didn't see this.
That's insane.
Yep. Yeah,
Imagine he just took a dump in Amon Corner.
Yeah, he was U.S. amateur champion. Yeah, Jose Luis Ballester seems to have admitted he peed in Rays Creek in the middle of his first round. I'm pretty sure in the interview where they asked him about it, he was like, "Yeah, if I had to do it again, I'd do it again."
Dude,
when you gotta go, you gotta go.
I was about to say, think about you're out on the course just in general, dude. The amount of times I take a piss in the woods.
Yeah.
It just is what it is.
It's the fact that it's Augusta. Everyone takes such pride in that.
Dude, that dude forever is able to say, "I took a piss at Augusta."
Yep. And made national headlines doing it. I can't even tell what his hat says. But it's all backwards lettering. And I remember everybody was pissed about the fact that he was wearing it for whatever reason.
Jose Luis Ballester.
Yeah.
He's 21 years old.
Yeah, he's a young.
It was his. It's Upside down Arizona State. I did see this guy.
Oh, that's what it is. Arizona State.
I did actually see
Oh
it.
yeah, ASU Devils. I see it. Yep. I mean, I didn't really get what the big deal was about him wearing that hat. Peeing on the course, I guess, a little bit
See,
different.
I saw him like on the because I had 2 TVs. I was playing Xbox, and then I had the Masters on my other TV, but I had it muted. So I saw him on the screen because I saw him with the hat. That's why I recognize him.
Yeah.
I don't know what they were saying. So
Yeah. Well, he admitted to peeing in Rays Creek, so I don't know if he's ever getting invited back to the Masters.
Yeah, he might have lost his chance at that one, but
I want to find the exact quote. It was not embarrassing at all for me. If I had to do it again, I'd do it again.
Yeah.
Dude's
the
an
balls on this
absolute
man.
dog.
The balls on this man.
Yep. I'm trying to think. I don't think there was really any other. Oh, did you see the shot of who was it? Was it oh my God, why is his name banking? I mean Jordan Spieth. The shot where the video where he like taps a guy in the nuts.
Yeah.
That was hilarious. That
The
it looks
Masters
so
is
on
just a great
purpose.
time.
Yeah.
The Masters is just a great time all around.
I did also see Jordan Spieth complaining about mud balls, which I guess he's not supposed to talk about, but
there's always something. No matter what sport, no matter what's happening, there's always gonna be something.
It rained. I just don't get why. If the course conditions are that bad, if there was just rain to where you're gonna get mud balls, why can the golfers not pick up their ball, clean it up, and put it back like they would on the green? If they can do it on the green, why can't they do it on the rest of the course? If it's mud ball potential.
I think you can call an official over. I don't know how that works.
No, they weren't allowed to clean the ball off unless it's on the green, and that affects a lot when there's mud on the ball. I mean, I don't golf. I don't know exactly, but like golfers, they make their money by being able to hit the ball where they want it to go and being good at doing that. So when you bring that unpredictability into it by having, mud on the ball, like I get that everybody has to deal with it. Everyone has those same conditions, but it makes you wonder, like,
what's wild in the golf world is like you could play throughout the day and you could have your team like you could tee off on day one on Thursday at 8:30 in the morning, and I could tee off at 3:30, and you could have beautiful conditions, and then I could be teeing off in 25-mile-an-hour winds. It's sprinkling and it's just it's crazy. But it is what it is. You know what I mean? You can't change the weather. Golf's a long sport. If you want to have major tournaments like this, then you got to just deal with it. And sometimes it doesn't play out in your favor.
About that because you're even talking the wind is going to be different times a day.
So I'm saying because it was I think Saturday. I was watching obviously the leaders. You had the Rory, Bryson, Ludwig, Justin Rose, Scotty. Like they were showing all the main guys, and Scotty didn't tee off till a little later, and the other guys were already on the back nine. Scotty's on like 5 or 6, and the wind was insane.
Yeah.
And it's like those guys didn't have to go through that for those extra holes that Scotty has to go through that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean it does make a difference. I never really kind of put that into consideration.
Yeah. It was good. Oh, who was playing with Victor Hovland? I forget who was playing with Victor Hovland. Dude, they were just. I don't know if they just knew on Sunday that they probably knew that they weren't going to win it, but they were just like laughing and joking around the whole time. They were just having a good time with each other.
Yeah, just enjoying themselves.
Yeah, it was like. It was pretty cool. They were just like
golf could always use more of that, show the more human side of these golfers.
Oh, Paddy the Baddy.
Oh, that's right. There was also UFC this weekend.
That's stuck in my head. I'm sorry. Oh, Colin Morikawa. It was Colin Morikawa and Victor Hovland. Because Morikawa hit like a crazy shot within 3 feet of the pin, and Hovland's just like, And they were just having a good old time, and I was like, that's always awesome to see.
Oh man.
Just kind of last thing from the Masters. Did you see the interview with Bryson afterwards? And they were like, "Did you talk to Rory at all?" And
No,
Bryson was
what
like,
did
"He didn't talk to me once." And they're like, "Did you
Oh, he
try
said
to
Rory
initiate?"
didn't talk to him.
Yeah, and they were like, "Did you try to initiate conversation?" And he goes, "He wouldn't talk to me."
That's interesting.
I was like, "That's crazy, bro. I'm not playing a whole day of golf in a one-on-one setting, in a two-ball setting,
Yeah.
and
not
not talking to the guy I'm going against. Are you crazy? Unless I hate the guy's
Well,
guts."
If anything, he was probably. I bet you Rory was talking to himself. He seems like that. What's the word? That like
Did you see on
wired.
14 or 15? He shot a beautiful shot, dropped it within like 10 feet of the pin, and he dropped his club because he thought he choked it or he towed it.
Yeah, he carries himself in an interesting way.
Yes.
But
yes.
I mean,
shout out Rory McIlroy.
yeah, I could see Rory being like the guy, like how you're saying in a two ball, hole where I could see him being like the dude, almost like how Kevin Garnett was playing basketball, like talking to himself, but like also talking crap at the same time, being like, why they pair me with this bum, dude? Like, why I should be with the other best golfers in the world, man. Like just trying to get Bryson.
Why are they pairing me with a live golfer?
Yeah. But either way, shout out to Rory. He gets the job done, gets that first official Masters, and completes the Grand Slam. And honestly, like whether you hate him or you love him, you gotta appreciate the emotion. Yeah, respect the emotion he let out after realizing
how much it meant to him.
You can see how much that win means to him and how much that pressure is just lifted off his shoulders now. So good for Rory. Yeah.
Shout out Rory McIlroy. I did want to before
I really know about golf.
Before we move on to our next topic, I just wanted to. So I had me and our good 7'6" friend, who's the knowledge of all knowledge in the NHL, Frankie Guicciardo. We put together a little parlay midway through the hockey season.
That's right, for making playoffs.
The Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau parlay, RIP. It was Columbus, Calgary, and Montreal to make the playoffs. He played for Columbus and Calgary, and we added Montreal because Patrick Laine came over from Columbus, and we kind of just felt like it was a good little fit. We needed 3 points. So it was 5 to make like 500 or something, whatever. I looked yesterday. It's completely impossible to happen now because either Montreal or Columbus is going to make the playoffs. So it's completely impossible that it will hit. I look. It's a $5 parlay, mind you. It's not like a lot of money. I have a cash out option for $7. So I cashed out because
free $7 or free $2.
It was a free $2, free $1.96 because it is physically impossible that it can hit. But FanDuel, I guess, has no clue how high it works. And
the fact that they're still even giving you anything,
they gave me a cash out option, and I took it. I was like, whatever, it's $7. I can just use it on whatever. But I texted Frankie, and I was like, yo, Frankie, cash out. Like, they're being a bunch of melons right now. No offense, FanDuel. Feel free to sponsor us if you want. But we'll tell you when you need to get rid of that cash.
We'll let you know when you need to,
But yeah, I texted him, and he's like, dude, I'm in Florida. You can't use FanDuel in Florida. And I was like, oh, damn. He goes, let it ride. I'm like, yep, let it ride for a 0%.
Let it ride for nothing. Let what exactly ride?
Yeah, so I mean, hey, I you know what's funny is if Columbus and Calgary win tonight and say Minnesota and St. Louis lose, the cash out might go up because they're closer to the playoffs. So I don't know. I mean, he obviously can't because he's not going to get back to Florida until after the Canadians play. But I mean, I probably
that's crazy.
I could have waited, but I was like, no, I'm not going to risk them like realizing they're a bunch of melons, and then. But yeah, the fact that it came close with those 3 teams is wild.
Yeah, that is pretty crazy. When did you guys set that? Like very beginning of the season?
Like halfway through the season. It was like halfway. But yeah, they like Columbus is usually donkey. Montreal's rebuilding.
Yeah.
They've been donkey. Calgary's probably the best out of those three teams, but they're like meh. So
Well,
they might make the playoff. If St. Louis gets knocked out of the playoffs, that is a saver for somebody in the West because they look
St. Louis
phenomenal.
Well, they've lost their last 3.
I know, which is crazy. Before that, they were on a 14-game win streak, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they
Holy
looked
cow, okay.
insane.
And they lose to Seattle. Jeez. All right, so if they beat Utah, they're in. Calgary can't catch up. How many games does Calgary have? Calgary does have 2 games left. So
yeah, they have 2 games left. So I was looking at this the other day. I lost track. So in the East, pretty easy. Montreal win and you're in. For Columbus, if Montreal loses, Columbus has to win their last 2 and they're in. That's pretty easy. In the West, Calgary's got 2 games. So Minnesota win and you're in. St. Louis. Let me see who has the tiebreaker between St. Louis and Calgary. Oops. What did I just no, I don't care about their game against the Capitals.
I know. I'm like scrolling here trying to find a game between Calgary and
I found one.
There we go.
So the Blues have the series. They swept.
Oh.
They swept. So
okay.
In the West. No, I don't want TurboTax free edition.
Yeah, so if Calgary wins their next 2,
are
they automatically in?
If Minnesota wins, if Minnesota and St. Louis win tonight, the West is set.
Even though Calgary has 2 games left and the tiebreaker.
Yeah, because if Minnesota wins, they'll be at 97. If St. Louis wins, they'll be at 96. If Calgary wins out, they'll be at 96. They can't catch Minnesota if Minnesota wins.
Yeah,
and they can catch St. Louis, but St. Louis is the tiebreaker.
Gotcha.
They all play tonight. All 5 or all out of the 5. Yep,
4
I'm gonna do hand motions. Out of the 5, 4 of them play tonight. Because Montreal couldn't beat the Blackhawks last night. But Ivan Demidov scored and assisted.
Is that good?
Yeah, a rookie came over, terminated his contract in the KHL, came over, netted one, assisted on the first one on Newhook's goal. Shout out.
Okay, so we should know. I mean, we'll have a pretty good idea after tonight who's making the playoffs in the NHL, but
yeah, so
still more to be decided.
Blue Jackets play the Flyers. That should be a win. Which they're doing their job right now. Columbus is doing their job. They just took back-to-back games against Washington, outscoring them 11-1.
True.
They're doing their job right now. If they lose to Philly, that would be depressing after what they did over the weekend. But yeah, the Blues play Utah. The Blues just have to beat Utah. The Wild should be in because they play Anaheim.
Yeah, they should beat Anaheim.
And then unlucky for Calgary, they got to play Vegas. But they got something to play for.
That is true. I mean, hey, when teams are desperate, that's when they're at their most dangerous. And Vegas,
exactly.
I mean, can Vegas really move in the seedings at all? Really, depending on
Vegas,
if they lose or not. They're at 107.
No, I mean if they lose and Dallas wins, the 1 and 2 or the 2 and 3 seeds flip.
So I guess I don't know. We'll see. I mean, I guess there's a chance that Vegas might not be running their full sets.
Yeah, I don't know. They got 2 games left. Yeah, it's gonna be tonight. Tonight really might decide the West, and tonight could also decide the East, but could also put a lot more pressure on Montreal.
It's quite the exciting time. I'm very excited for the NHL playoffs.
Great time. The Dallas Stars have lost 6 straight. Wow.
I'm excited to actually watch the NHL playoffs this year and try to follow it much more. You said Dallas. Wait, how many has Dallas lost straight?
6. Dallas has lost 6 straight.
Oh man, that is not good as you're going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
Not the time to be getting cold.
They have a good little squad going.
Because they could potentially play. Oh no, they wouldn't play St. Louis, would they? Where they're at
St. Louis.
106
As of
or
right now,
3.
St. Louis
no,
would
they
play
wouldn't.
Winnipeg, and you know what they say about the President's Trophy, especially with like a pretty red hot St. Louis team. Like, yeah, they've lost 3 straight. They have looked nuts. They've won like 16 of their last 20.
Well, I'm taking the field over Winnipeg anyway, just because they got the President's Trophy.
Yeah, but yeah, and I mean, Winnipeg's got the best goalie in the league, in my opinion, in Hallebuck.
Yeah, but they got the President's Trophy, so they're not winning the cup. They're not winning the cup.
I mean,
I feel like we looked this up last time we talked about NHL playoffs, but when was the last time a team won the President's Cup?
The Rangers in 2007, I think.
Oh no, it was Blackhawks 12-13.
Oh, okay.
That's right. So it's been over 10 years.
Yeah. So yeah, Montreal right now would have to go to Washington. Tickets are only $100. I kind of want to go.
Yeah, you going back to Montreal
on a Thursday? No, to DC.
Oh, you'd go to DC to watch?
I mean, it's a Thursday, but low key.
Quick vlog from the.
Which means
from the Montreal.
that in Montreal it would be on a weekend. I don't know. I might have to go. I might have to spend all my money to go.
Yeah, we may see Bruce on the Jumbotron.
Dude.
Probably shirtless with a couple beers in hand.
Watching Ivan Demidov, too. As we play in the playoffs.
There's nothing better than watching your team play in the playoffs. Like, especially now.
It's been so long, dude. It's
now being
being
an actual young adult and having not a whole lot of money, but enough money to where you can get the cheapest tickets you can find to see your team in the playoffs. Like last year, seeing the Yankees in the playoffs for the first time ever. Insane vibe.
Yeah.
Even though they lost the game, but like insane vibe.
I don't think. No, I have seen my team. I saw the Patriots in the playoffs. In Buffalo. Where they got destroyed in like.
Oh, was that when they had Mac Jones?
Yeah. Oh. Buffalo scored a touchdown on every single one of their drives.
That was the worst playoff game I've ever watched.
It was like 5 degrees with 20-mile-an-hour winds. We were right behind. We had really good seats. Yeah, we had really good seats. I got my head smashed into a boulder by some 80-year-old drunk guy. Yeah, it was. I had a rough outing. Some like 10-year-old grittied on me. But yeah, we had great seats, and they were like $50.
Damn.
And we were behind. I mean, mind you, we were behind the goalpost, but we were like 3 rows up.
Yeah,
like, we were.
That's still really
like,
cool.
Yeah,
I would honestly take that over being like in. I would rather take close but behind the goalpost than way up top at the 50.
Yeah,
because you're seeing at least half the drives are to your end.
Yeah, you're like
so you should see something. Yeah.
Yeah.
And low key, like especially on those playoff games when it's cold as hell out, the higher up you are and the more wind you feel, it's just. I mean, we used to go to we would go to Army Navy games back in the day, and those were quite literal hell. Like hell frozen over.
Wait, you went to Army Navy games?
Yeah, we went to 2.
Those tickets are bread, dude. We were looking at them this year. They're like $1,500.
Yeah, but my brother was in the academy at the time, so we got tickets for that.
That's sick. I'm going to one of those in my life.
It is pretty dope. I won't lie. We got lucky one year that it was actually super nice. So like I was just wearing a hoodie and sweats and something. But I mean, there was one game we went to. It was so cold. You know, you got 3 hoodies on and a winter jacket, 4 pairs of pants, all these gloves and hats, and then I still had like a blanket wrapped around me. The only part that had like a hole in the blanket was like right by my eyes.
Yep.
So it was like you couldn't even see a person. You could just see like a little thin line between the blanket.
Oh yeah,
It was
dude,
that cold.
But those are the fun ones, you know. Those are the fun
luckily we didn't go the one year when they got mad snow. But I remember watching that one on TV and being like, "Thank God we're not there."
Yeah.
It's not fun at that point unless you're an adult and you're drunk. But like I was a kid, I wasn't drunk.
Yeah, exactly. But the more you consume, the less you feel.
Yeah, exactly. But speaking of consume, if you're getting a little tired over there, I know you're not getting tired because you had your W energy today.
I already had my W energy.
I could use some W energy right now after being.
You should probably buy yours.
W energy. No, none of that artificial caffeine. It's only natural from, cherry extract, coffee bean extract, all that kind of stuff.
Coffee
So
fruit
natural.
Extract.
There you go, coffee fruit extract. So it's got that natural caffeine. You got a whole bunch of different sampler packs you can get with multiple flavors. Get some shaker bottles. If you find a flavor you like, you can get a nice big tub like Brucey here has. He was just doing his dry scoop before we started. That's why he's so alert, amped up, and ready to go. Whether you need it for your workout, if you got a late night gaming that you got to grind through, you got a long day at work, get yourself some W energy at w.gg. Use that code RFS, get 10% off at checkout, and check out the flavors because they have, I don't even know how many. They got like 40 plus flavors. Anywhere
they got
from
a lot.
Fruity flavors, they got a Japanese soda. You can get a mystery flavor. I know that's what you got. You got the mystery flavor over there, Bruce, and you like it.
Yeah, it's good. Like I said before, it's I still don't know what the flavor is, but it's really good. If it was like peach or mango, like I even said, I probably wouldn't have liked it. But this one's gas. It's a little sour. I like sour. It gets you going. It gets you feeling something nice, and you get revived and revitalized and energetic and awesome.
Yeah, it's all about finding those flavors you like, and no better way to find out than getting one of the sampler packs. Get a few different flavors, a shaker bottle, and let us know what you think. But check out w.gg. Make sure you use that code RFS.
As in regular fan show.
Yes.
Also,
one.
This isn't a promo. I just leaned back like I was gonna do another promo. No. We have something coming to headphones near you.
Yes, we do. Starting today.
Last week, but we are not lying to you this time.
Yes, starting today, we will have the regular fan show on Spotify podcasts. So if you're just joining the stream late, or if you got to dip out, or if you just want to catch up, re-listen on your ride to work or something later, you will be able to find the regular fan show on Spotify podcasts. We'll have the links up on our social medias and everything coming soon to Apple Podcasts as well. But yes,
once Apple decides it needs to not have its own email for everything.
Yeah, once Apple stops being difficult and letting us create our account. But we will be on Apple Podcasts soon, but today we will be on Spotify Podcasts. So if you're watching now and you can't finish the rest of the stream, or if you join late, don't worry, we'll have it all for you.
And to all you listeners out there currently listening to us on Spotify, shout out y'all. Feel free to skip past this part as we just promote the fact that you are now listening to it.
Yeah,
because this will also be the audio. So hello everybody.
And welcome back to the regular fan show.
Yeah, and welcome back to the regular fan show audio edition. We'll start talking about sports again, so you can stop listening to us talking about what you guys are doing right now.
And now, back to the show.
time. Bruce Buffer.
Racers, start
No, it's gentlemen.
your.
Gentlemen.
It's gentlemen. You're right. It is gentlemen. It's gentlemen.
God bless our troops. God bless America. And gentlemen. Kevin James is the
James is the best.
James killed that, dude.
Kevin James, one of the greatest human beings on the planet.
Do you know who they need to get to do that?
Who?
Patty the Batty.
He's not even.
I know.
He wasn't even born here.
He's from Liverpool. He's from Liverpool. Dude, imagine. I would love to have him on a podcast, dude.
Hey, we can reach out.
That would be. Oh my God, I would have the time of my life. That dude is hilarious.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
He's so good at the sport too. Like he could back it up. I'm a scouncer. We don't get knocked out.
We'll have to do what we can. See if we can get Patty the Batty on the show.
That'd be awesome, dude. Imagine.
He did have
he
did have a big win on Saturday night. Patty the Batty did.
Oh yeah,
Michael Chandler by way of knockout, which is not typically
not what I was
Batty's
expecting.
method of victory, but yeah, big win for Patty.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't get a chance to watch the fight, but
I was watching. You bet your little. Yeah, I was watching. I was watching.
I'll tell you what I'm watching tonight, Bruce. I am watching the NBA play-in.
I don't doubt that you are because it's not part of the playoffs. But
no, it's not part of the playoffs. But my team is playing in it, not tonight, but tomorrow night.
Yep, and you guys are gonna get knocked out.
And that's fine. That's fine. I have no expectations for this Miami Heat team. I'm not going to root for them to lose. Like, I'm not one of those guys that's like, oh, we need to lose to get our lottery pick back. But if they lose, I'm going to look at it half glass full. We get to keep our lottery pick, a 9% chance at a top 4 pick in a really stacked draft class. Even if they don't somehow get Cooper Flagg, there's still guys like VJ Edgecombe, the guys from Rutgers, Ace Bailey, and Dylan Harper. There's a lot of dudes in this draft class. Walter Clayton Jr., he could be heading to South Beach. Florida team drafts the Florida boy. Gator boys stay hot, as you well know, Bruce.
Yeah. Sorry, I was just looking at a UFC still.
We can keep talking UFC still.
No, it's fine. I was just gonna say shout out Volkanovski for getting that belt. Belt. Because shout out Diego Lopez as the main event. But yeah, you continue.
All right.
Sorry.
All right. Hey, good shout out. Well,
gotta give a shout out to Volk, dude. Gotta shout out Volk, dude. He's the main event. Can't just shout out Patty without shouting out Volk.
Can't. Yeah, you're right. That's my bad.
Oh, you're good.
Tonight.
Do your thing.
Tonight, 7:30. Tonight at 7:30, it's Hawks and Magic in the 7 versus 8 game in the East, and then at 10, it's Grizzlies Warriors. Jimmy Butler back in the play-in. Hawks Magic. I'm gonna go out on a limb. Orlando's the favorite right now by 5.5. I'm gonna give the edge to Orlando. I really don't think Atlanta's a playoff team.
Yeah, I mean, like you get realistically. I think they have Paolo's back, right? Yes.
Yeah, Paolo's back.
I don't know why.
And they did really solid when Paolo was out, too.
That is correct. But yeah, I mean, they have Paolo. Paolo's obviously disgustingly good. Franz Wagner.
Yeah. It does suck. Jalen Suggs
is hurt, right? Yeah.
He's out for the year, so that's a big blow. But I think they can beat the Hawks.
I mean, they got Mr. Mr. Infinity, Mr. I'm never gonna retire. Mr. I can't think of the word. It would have been so funny if I could have thought of the word, but now it's just.
I'm trying to think of. I don't even know what player you're talking about.
Trae Young.
Oh, Trae Young. Trae Young's not that old. He needs to retire.
Is he not that old? I thought he was
No,
like
Trey Young got drafted with Luca.
Oh, why did I think Trey Young? Dude, I swear Trey Young's been in the league since I
No,
was like 6.
no, Trey Young is 26.
Bro, I swore I could have sworn he was like 36, dude. Oh my god.
No,
That's
maybe you're thinking of Vince Carter was on the Hawks for a little bit.
maybe, dude. I don't know. I just feel like I've been watching Trey Young play since I was like 8. Like,
I mean, he was drafted like 6, 7 years ago. So I mean, he's been in the
that's
league a
in
bit. But
2018 though, bro. I was graduating high school. Like,
I don't know
how do I?
when did
I don't
Trey
know.
Young get drafted? Trey Young's
2018,
first
bro.
year. Yeah, his first season was 2018, 2019.
Yeah, so I don't know. I just swear I swear I've been watching Trey. I'm sorry, everybody. Okay, I get it. I'm a little bit not up here sometimes, but I swear I've been watching Trey Young play since I was like 6.
Yeah, you were just watching him in high school and everything. You know, you
Bro,
were keeping tabs on Trey Young.
I didn't know he was. I was basically the same age as him.
Yeah. Yeah, he ain't that much older than us.
But yeah.
But
Anyway,
outside of
Go
Trey Young,
Ivy.
they're missing quite a bit at Atlanta. Larry Nance is out for the year. Clint Capella's out for this game. Jalen Johnson is out for the year. Trey Young apparently is dealing with a sore Achilles.
Mhm.
So it seems like it's lining up to be Orlando's game to lose. You know, they're
Yeah,
at
I mean
home to
is DeAndre Hunter hurt?
DeAndre Hunter is on the Cavs now.
DeAndre Hunter is on the Cavs now, bro. I need to catch up on my NBA. I've been so like.
Well,
I
that was
feel
a trade
like,
that really flew under the radar, I'd say, at the
yeah,
deadline.
I mean that's true, but at the same time, I feel like I, haven't been in touch with my NBA over the past, say, since I would say since 4 Nations in hockey, because that's when like the real push for the playoff starts in the NHL. And the Canadian, like I knew the Celtics
And then we had
were
March
already going to make the
Madness.
playoffs. Yeah, then there was March Madness, but like I knew the Celtics were going to make the playoffs. It's going to happen, and I've been so invested in the Canadians making a run at the playoffs, and it's literally coming down to the wire. So I have been so out of touch with my NBA knowledge. Anything that's happened in the past, like even a little before 4 Nations, I'd say like the past 2 months. Anything that's happened in the NBA, I am lost on what has happened. So you are NBA guy right now because you were always the NBA guy in our little relationship.
This is why, this is why we work together. You know, we have our different niches that we follow.
You know what I forgot?
What's that?
Frankie's in Florida. He said he could jump on the pod.
Oh, we got another about 15 minutes till we got about another 15 minutes till I gotta log off. Why do we text Frankie real quick?
I mean, no, we could always save it for.
We could save it for like Thursday or something.
Yes. I will message him now. But as I was saying, we have this mutual bond. Whereas when one of us gets out of touch or has no idea what the hell's going on in a certain something or other, like me at this present moment, because I have asked 2 stupid questions in the matter of 15 seconds.
No, they're good reminders that people need to remember.
But then that is where I shut up and hand over the reins to someone who has been following, because I am so out of touch with my
this is where we defer to one another.
Yeah, and I defer, refer, and infer to you to take over the NBA conversation because I feel like a melon. All you, good sir.
Well, it was a good breakdown. I still like to, even when I don't follow some like hockey as close, you still give me an opportunity to give my take, even if it's
I was
talking out of my ass.
This NBA conversation, and
sometimes look,
the 3 things I said were things that transpired differently 2 months ago. So we're gonna shut up now.
If the listeners don't know, sometimes we just talk out of our ass and hope that what we say makes sense and sounds smart.
Yeah, and then if we don't, or if we are, so say I'm talking out of my ass. You need to learn how to subtly correct me. Because sometimes at NHL and soccer, whatever, I will subtly correct you without making it too obvious. I just said, "Is DeAndre Hunter hurt?" And you went, "Nope, he's on the Cavs."
I know. I could have said, well, DeAndre Hunter is healthy. He is
You
playing.
could've
He's
just-
not playing tonight, but he is playing.
yeah. You could have been like you could have gave me a little hint as like,
All
"Oh,
right,
he's
all right. I
not there
gotta.
anymore."
Okay,
Yeah.
listen. We can always improve. We can always get better. This is why we practice.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
we practice for perfection.
This is yes. So I will stop talking NBA right now, and I will answer questions, and I will talk when I need to talk. But until I get my education up just a little bit back to where it was on the NBA, we're gonna allow you to take over the sequence that is about to transpire in the National Basketball Association playing games.
Well, I will say, like I said before, I'm expecting a Magic victory tonight. I think the Atlanta Hawks, I think it's time for them to blow it up. They had their chance the one year they made the Eastern Conference Finals after they beat Philly, lose to Milwaukee, which I didn't think they had any business being in the conference finals to begin with. But I think it's time to blow it up. I think Trae Young asks for a trade this offseason. Where he ends up, who knows? But yeah, it's definitely time to completely blow up the team in Atlanta because you're too good to be a play-in team. You know, you should be a playoff team with a guy like Trae Young, but clearly the team was not built to succeed. And they have some other, good pieces that they can move around for draft capital and, get some young guys. So I'm taking the Magic in this one, which would mean the Hawks still have a chance to make the playoffs. They would just have to beat the winner of the Chicago and Miami game, which is tomorrow night. So just because one of these teams loses doesn't mean they're not making the playoffs. But 10 o'clock, Grizzlies-Warriors, that's a game that I'm excited for. Jimmy Butler, Mr. Play-In, if you will, back where he always seems to find himself. Left the Miami Heat just to be another play-in team, this time in an even harder conference. I don't know, might have not been the smartest decision of him, but either way, Steph Curry and Jimmy Butler, I think they have a very good shot at being a sleeper team that goes on a long run.
You don't think that Mr. Gunner Boy and company has a chance?
I don't even know I'm assuming Ja is playing.
He's got to be playing, right?
Yeah, I don't see why he wouldn't be. Is he even on the injury list? No. Okay, so
No.
yeah, Ja is playing, but I don't know. I mean, the Grizzlies were as high as a 3 seed at one point this season, so they are really solid, but they just kind of fell off down the stretch here. They did have a big win over Dallas in the regular season finale, but they have not looked great, and they did lose to Golden State on April 1st. Let's check this box score real quick of this game because I don't remember. Oh, this was the game that Steph Curry had 52.
Oh.
But
so you can't really use that as a...
No. But I will say it took Ja, Jaren. So Memphis was pretty healthy. They also had Jalen Wells, who is now out for the season after the scary fall he had. So Memphis is a little bit beat up. I mean, Jalen Wells is a rookie, but he's still really solid for him. So the Warriors had 52, 10, and 8 from Steph Curry and 27, 6, and 4 from Jimmy. And Draymond had a triple-double, 13, 10, and 12. And they only won the game by 9 after 3 pretty ridiculous and hard-to-follow performances from those 3 guys. Now, granted, Jimmy Butler is a real wild card here because Jimmy Butler, as soon as the playoffs hit, Jimmy Butler seems to turn to Michael Jordan. We saw that with the Miami Heat the last 5 years. If the Warriors get a playoff Jimmy version of himself, yeah, the Warriors are blowing this team out. It's not even going to be close. But I don't know. Jimmy Butler just keeps getting older. How long can he really get that done? But he did have
wiser.
Yeah, he did have a lot of time off during the regular season this year. He didn't play nearly as much as he normally does, and he already doesn't usually play much in the regular season. So maybe he'll be well rested
by not playing.
Yeah. So maybe he'll be well rested. Honestly, if I had to pick a team right here, Golden State's going in as a 7.5-point favorite. They are also at home. I'm probably going to lean with the Warriors just because, I mean, even if Steph doesn't drop 52 again, I'm expecting a big game. I'm expecting like 30 from Steph and Jimmy each. They're both going to have a really big game in this one. And then they end up facing, who would they face in the first round? They'd face Houston, and I think they could 100% take down Houston.
I agree.
You say you're nodding your head in agreement.
Yep.
I mean,
I'm preferring the NBA talk.
Houston's really good. They're a 2 seed for a reason, but they're so young.
They are very young. See, that is something that I do know is the Houston Rockets are very young.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So you know your stuff.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I'm anticipating a Magic and a Warriors victory tonight, which would mean that the Magic face your Boston Celtics in round 1 if they win tonight.
I'm doing something weird with my AirPods right now.
Yeah, you look like you're.
Do you have the new ones? Why are they still?
I've had the same pair of AirPods since like 2017 or whenever.
I lost mine. So I lost my original ones.
Dude, these have been through everything. These went through the washing machine.
Dude, those OG ones are indestructible.
Yep, the left one doesn't really make any noise, so when I put the left one in, I can't hear anything. But the right one's still going strong.
Hey, fair enough. Oh, I think I just turned on noise reduction. What is it called? Noise
cancellation.
Yeah, like I can't hear the outs. You
can
do it, but just
I forget the new ones have that. This is gonna change your gym game completely. You're gonna be so locked in.
I knew it had them. I knew it had it. Yeah, like I'll
just didn't know how to do it.
Like I knew. Well, I had it on. Like I can turn it on and off from my phone. But
yeah, but to do it just like,
dude, if I literally just what?
And it broke.
No, there we go. You just like squeeze it.
Oh damn! Maybe if I did. Oh, never mind. I just yanked mine out instead.
That is crazy.
I don't even think I think mine. Oh, now mine.
Whoa! Okay. You're disconnected.
Yeah. So I'm taking Magic and Warriors tonight. The Magic, I think, would be an interesting matchup with your Boston Celtics. I've heard some Celtics fans. What's the word I'm looking for? Like I'm trying to think of a funny word for converse, but I can't think of anything.
I've heard some Celtics fans converse.
I've heard some Celtics fans converse, saying that they, especially if Jaylen Brown misses time with this knee pain that he's going through, the Magic really could be a sleeper team to upset the Boston Celtics if Boston kind of like drags their feet in this series. I could see Orlando coming out really strong in game 1, Boston not necessarily expecting it, and then game 2 anything can happen. And especially again, if Jaylen Brown is hurt, that's the X factor in the series for me. If Jaylen Brown is missing games, I really think the Celtics could go home round 1.
But we're so deep. Boston's such a deep team. That I get it. Jaylen Brown is Jaylen Brown.
Like it's not like Drew Holiday or Kristaps is out.
Yeah, but like I don't know, man. You look at who's coming off the bench, and I get it. It's not, it's not like it's not like big names coming off the bench, obviously, because they're coming off the bench. But like. What I'm saying is
Peyton Pritchard could step up in a big way.
You have Peyton Pritchard coming off the bench. You have Sam Hauser coming off the bench. You have Luke Cornett coming off the bench. I get like Luke Cornett's not like as big, but like you have Luke Cornett coming off the bench. You have Al Horford if he doesn't, dependent on who starts. Drew Holiday, it really depends on who starts. But you have these guys that can come off the bench and perform. Even Keita, he comes off the bench. He does some stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if Jaylen Brown continues to get these pain-killing shots in his knee too, I'm sure he'll continue to play.
I just want to say about that. I wish we played Baylor Shireman a little bit more because he just came out of Creighton and he was disgusting at Creighton. But I used to love watching. I mean,
you never know if he's under contract for at least another couple of years, he could. Because I feel like you guys are definitely blowing this team up after this year. Even if you guys win the championship, you're not keeping Drew Holiday for another year. Kristaps, I think you guys would want to keep, but there's always that potential that you might want to move on from him if there's another big on the market.
I don't want to move on from him, dude. I love Kristaps.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. I mean, he's solid. I think Luke Cornett gets a deal elsewhere.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know how Sam Hauser's contract looks, but if he's a free agent, he definitely gets a contract elsewhere. Peyton Pritchard, how long is he on contract for? Let's see, Peyton Pritchard contract. Okay, he signed an extension, so he's around for a while. But you're definitely losing some of those key pieces of the bench.
He just got married. He just got a place in Boston. I think he's sticking around for a bit. The only reason I know that is because
he got
my girlfriend follows his wife on everything in her life story. So,
I forgot that was a big story when they got married.
Hauser's contract?
But yeah, either way, I think Boston looks much different next year. So this is kind of the last chance for this group with Drew and everybody else to get a ring, to get another ring. But yeah, I expect in the offseason they probably trade Drew.
4-year extension last year.
Yeah, so Pritchard's around for a bit, but some of those guys like Cornett, Hauser signed one too.
4-year, yeah.
So Luke Cornett and whoever you decide to trade out of Drew Holiday, Derek White, Kristaps, you're honestly not losing as much as I initially thought, but
yeah, that's like the one thing I need to get up on my game of like contracts, but it's so hard to pay attention to. Luke Cornett's just on a 1 year.
Yeah, so Cornett's probably done. I really expect you guys to trade Drew in the offseason, but
I could see that. I could definitely see Drew.
They'll still be solid.
Drew, but yeah.
Like I said, we'll see if Jaylen Brown keeps getting these injections and if he keeps playing in the postseason, but that's going to be the deciding factor of how far the Celtics go. Because with no Jaylen Brown,
I agree.
I could see them. Losing second round.
I'm just saying our bench, like guys on our bench, could be on starting rosters on playing teams. Like I think we're good enough to at least get out of the first round.
Yeah, but Orlando is just scary because I mean, Paolo.
I agree. Paolo
can go off on any night. I think you give Paolo. Yeah, you give Paolo one more year and you get another star teammate alongside him. I don't know where they find that, but you get Paolo, like one other really good guard. Like, I mean, Jalen Suggs, Cole Anthony, those guys are good. But I mean, they bring in a Trae Young. They trade for a LaMelo Ball. And Orlando is going to run the East for the next 5 years.
Yeah.
And it's possible. I mean, LaMelo might want out of Charlotte. They suck. Trae Young might want out of Atlanta. I feel like there's other dudes that I can't think of off the top of my head. Some of the guys in Toronto, I feel like Toronto's kind of keeping their core. Brandon Ingram, RJ Barrett. I don't think they really trade much.
Well, they just got
Philly. I know Tyrese Maxey just signed an extension, but what if something crazy happens and we find out Embiid has to retire and Tyrese Maxey wants out? He's a guy that could take Orlando to the next level. Phoenix, Devin Booker, KD. It's always a possibility.
Phoenix is just such a weird situation because like they had.
Well, did you see Did you see the report about
so little?
Yeah. Did you see apparently Mike Budenholzer told Bradley Beal to play more like Drew Holiday and play defense and play a role on this team because you don't need three scorers on one team, and he was disrespected by it.
I didn't see that, but that's
Yeah,
it's the
yeah,
NBA.
it's a
Play
bad
both. You're in the NBA. Just play basketball, bro. If
Yeah.
you made the NBA, all this drama is just
Mm-hmm.
dumb. And for them to come to him and say that, like, bro, what does that even mean? Oh, we have 2 scorers. Shouldn't you want everybody on your team to be able to score?
Yeah, like everyone should be able to score, but you still need
Obviously,
guys
you
to
get
focus
those
on
two-
defense.
Obviously, like, yes, you get those 2 scorers.
Yeah.
Typically,
Like Bradley Beal needed to realize that Devin Booker and Kevin Durant were 1A and 1B. Bradley Beal was there to either be a 6th man, which he didn't want to come off the bench, or to be a 2-way 3-and-D guy, which he didn't want to be. He wanted to still be ball dominant and play his game. But it wasn't the right fit for him. And getting traded to Phoenix might have ruined Bradley Beal's career.
Like college ball. NBA needs to be more like college ball. They need to just
that
have
will
every player. Obviously, you have
never
your
happen
biggest-
again. You like muted yourself or something. I can't. I don't know if your mic unplugged or what, but I didn't hear any of that.
My desk when I said just damn ball.
Yeah. That's the unfortunate thing. Like NBA players nowadays, they just chuck up threes. Like you're never gonna see college style hoops in the NBA. It's just not how it is.
NBA.
On that note, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think we can call it wraps.
We'll call it there as Bruce needs to go call a priest or something for an exorcism in his apartment.
You were going with that. I didn't know where you were going with that. I thought you were gonna just clown. I don't know.
Well, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Tony, shout out to you for being in the chat earlier on. Appreciate it, man. Like we said before, if you missed part of the beginning, if you're joining us late, we will be on Spotify later in the afternoon, and we'll be bringing this to Apple Podcasts as well in the near future. So be sure to check it out if you want to listen on your way to the gym or on your way to work or something in the car. We will have it for you coming both audio and video on YouTube. But we'll be back at it on Thursday morning.
Plenty of new things to come too.
Yeah.
Plenty of you can expect only more from us.
We will be back at it Thursday morning, breaking down the NBA playoff bracket. Yes. Don't get knocked out. NBA playoff bracket will be set. NHL playoffs should be set. We'll be breaking it all down for you on Thursday morning at 11 a.m. For Vinny Fredericks and Bruce Juno and the Regular Fan Show. Make sure you guys hit that like, follow, subscribe, all the great things. Ding the bell as Bruce dings his head on the mic.
Yeah, I was get those
notifications on. Hit up the social media.
When I knew you were gonna say ding the bell by hitting my head with the mic. I was a little early, but
it's like Bruce Juno always says. Ding the bell.
Oh, we'll get it next time. We'll get it
next time. Thank you everybody for tuning in. This is the Regular Fan Show. We'll be back at it Thursday morning, 11 a.m. Peace
out, everybody.